Hello, everyone. I'm Pastor Hill with our second faith principle for March the 2nd. Listen, faith is a process, and you need that process. You need to be prepared to go through that process to see faith manifest in your life. Listen to this. Every principle has a process that must be worked in order to activate that principle. Every principle has a process that we have to go through to activate that principle. The process is nothing more than the development of that principle. See, the principle that we have to go through to see our faith manifest, it is nothing more than that development process. So as you're being developed in that principle, that process for faith is being activated in your life. What's the first process? The first step is we have to trust God. Trusting God's word is the total dependency on his word. Trusting God, that's total dependency on his word. And I mean absolute dependability on God's word. Meaning you trust God's word, you find it in God's word, and you say, okay, God's word says it, that settles it, nothing else. Process number 2, stand on the promise. The promises of God are ours for the asking. The promises of God are ours for the asking, but demand that we hold fast to them in spite of what we see and how we feel. So we have to hold fast to the promise. Number 1, we got to trust God's word. Number 2, we got to hold on to the promise. Number 3, we got to stay in God and his word. We can't get shaky. We can't step outside because it's not happening fast enough. We got to stay in God and his word. Process number 4, we got to know faith doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. We have to trust God that he's working on us, and while he's working on us, he's positioning people to do what we need done and to bring about what we're believing. Here's a phrase you need to remember. Every delay is working in my favor. Process number 5, faith is activated by our words. Faith is activated by our words. If we're not willing to confess it, if we're not willing to say it, then our faith won't work. We're just hoping and a wishing. Listen, begin to work the process and allow the faith process to manifest itself in your life. And remember, faith is a process. Be blessed.